of the semester. So the city's mayor asked him not to come, but President Trump is still on his way to Kenosha, Wisconsin. His visit follows the police shooting of a black man and murder charges against a 17-year-old who shot and killed two protesters. ABC's Alex Brachet has more on the unrest in Wisconsin.
President Trump taking off for Kenosha, Wisconsin today, ignoring requests to stay away from the governor and this plea from the town's mayor.
We always have room for presidents to come to visit. The timing on this, we felt, was not good.
The president is planning to survey damage from recent unrest following the shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man who was shot 7 times in the back and left paralyzed by a white police officer. Trump will also meet with law enforcement, claiming his visit could actually help.
It could also increase enthusiasm, and it could increase love and respect for our country.
The president won't be meeting with Blake's family, the White House saying they were opposed to the family's lawyer listening in on the call. The family may also visit the shooting scene today. Meanwhile, President Trump defending Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old charged with shooting 3 people, 2 of whom died during protests last week in Kenosha.
He was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like. He probably would have been killed, but it's under investigation.
Fires are burning, and we have a president who fans the flames.
Democratic nominee Joe Biden in Pittsburgh yesterday condemning violence at the protests, no matter who was conducting it, saying this is all happening under President Trump's watch. Biden criticizing the president for not condemning the alleged actions of Kyle Rittenhouse or Trump supporters in Portland, Oregon. Over the weekend, fights breaking out there when a Trump caravan drove through the city, clashing with protesters demanding racial justice. Witnesses reporting seeing trucks firing paintball guns at protesters. And later in the evening, this deadly shooting. Police saying 39-year-old Aaron Danielson died while wearing a Blue Lives Matter flag and reportedly a hat belonging to a right-wing group. Joe Biden in a statement saying Donald Trump's incomprehensible case for doing even more damage in a second term makes less and less sense every single day. President Trump condemned that Portland shooting, but when asked about his supporters firing paintballs at protesters, he said paint is a defense mechanism. It's not bullets. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
A messy crash scene at the east side of Indianapolis here around 8:30 this morning. Police tell us that a semi-truck was hauling cream cheese when it crashed into a railroad bridge on East New York Street near LaSalle. The driver told police that he misread the sign that tells drivers there's a clearance of 11 feet 8 inches. You can see some of the cream cheese spilling onto the roadway. The driver of the truck was not hurt. We're still waiting to hear more about the extent of the damage done to that bridge. Well, they were brought down by an accident, not the pandemic. So coming up, how an Indianapolis icon is fighting through COVID-19 to bring its home cooking back to the table. Todd.
And Lauren, it's been dry here throughout the morning hours with just increasing clouds, but things will change as we progress into the afternoon as rain chances start to ramp up across the area. You see the showers and storms off to our west on the timeline of when they'll arrive and also the impact that they could have coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast when the news at noon continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. A soul food staple is making a comeback several months after a destructive fire on the near north side of Indianapolis. That fire back in January damaged Country Kitchen on North College Avenue, and now the building's gone. Well, plans to rebuild are underway. Regina Marsh says the pandemic has slowed the process, but the rebuild is moving forward.
Had there not been a pandemic, we might have been able to start this project sooner. So while the project is still in the process of being built, that's income that we're not bringing in as a Black business. We've got the plans in place. We're now looking for bids, and we're in the process of doing this. Our goal is February or March of 2021 to be complete, but that's ambitious in the middle of a pandemic.
Well, a new event center will be part of the Country Kitchen once the rebuild is complete. Marsh says insurance is covering the cost of the rebuild. She says the money that was raised from the community shortly after the fire went towards helping the staff. And while you can't eat at Country Kitchen right now, you can support other Black-owned restaurants and businesses. You can find a directory of Black-owned businesses around Central Indiana by visiting our website, WRTV.com. Well, if your mail has slowed down a little bit lately, we may have the reason why. Up next, WRTV Investigates talks to postal workers to find out why the mail you're expecting may not be showing up. And let's take a live look outside right now. Todd says it feels muggy out there. You can almost see it on our camera here. We had fog this morning. That's been burning off throughout the morning hours. We'll have more on your forecast for your Tuesday and look ahead to the rest of the work week with Todd when you're joining us here just after the break. You're watching the news at noon on WRTV. Welcome back. So postal workers here in Indiana say your mail is being delayed like never before, and some trucks are leaving half empty, maybe even empty altogether. WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny is digging into why this is happening and what's being done to address the issue.
Just before dawn this morning and nearly every morning, trucks leave the Indianapolis post office on South Street, presumably full of precious mail like legal documents and prescriptions. But postal workers say because of new cost-cutting measures put in place by the U.S. Postmaster General, trucks aren't full like they should be.
There are cases where trucks may run empty or half full, and then instead of running an extra truck like we would traditionally have done, the mail sits until the next day.
In June, the Postal Service Inspector General issued a report which found delays in mail processing and inadequate dock staffing resulted in 5 million late trips last year, costing the agency $410 million. In response, newly appointed Postmaster Louis DeJoy mandated that every truck keep to its schedule, even if it's empty.
This year, the Postal Service will likely report a loss of more than $9 billion. Without change, our losses will only increase in the years to come.
The cuts require postal trucks to leave sorting facilities by a specific time each day and are meant to improve efficiency and reduce overtime and extra trips.
And it depends on the volumes of mail for the day. If we have a heavy volume day, that mail may not make the truck on time because they're telling us to stop the processing. And we've had delays of mail because of strict enforcement of cutoff times when that mail is to be processed.
We caught up with the Indiana State President of the American Postal Workers Union, Doug Brown, as they protested the changes put in place by the U.S. Postmaster General.
We care about getting medications mailed to our seniors. We care that veterans aren't getting their medications delivered timely. We were brought up in a culture to deliver every piece of mail, every package, every single day.
Our Scripps station in Nashville, Tennessee found the Postal Service's new policy won't allow holding a truck for even 5 minutes so it can be loaded with mail. And that means express and priority mail is sometimes left sitting on the docks.
They are scheduled to leave, say, at 7 a.m. They leave at 7 a.m., mail or no mail. And that is very important mail, like cremated remains, legal documents, things that must be delivered on time. It's guaranteed delivery, and we're not making that guarantee.
WRTV Investigates reached out to the Indiana office for the U.S. Postal Service about possible empty mail trucks. A spokeswoman sent us links to 2 statements that did not address empty trucks, but did say on-time transportation has gone up from 89% to 97% in a few weeks. And the Postal Service's financial position is dire. Since 2007, the Postal Service has experienced nearly $80 billion in cumulative losses, while postal workers are asking for help.
We need financial relief. Congress is attempting to get that to us. We need the funds to continue the service. Without the service, we have failed in our mission, and that's to be the United States Postal Service.
Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Kara, thank you. So we reached out to federal lawmakers on their response. We've heard from Senator Todd Young's office, who said the senator is confident the USPS will make sure the mail is processed and delivered in a timely fashion. They said that he will continue to monitor their operations and financial condition to make sure that they have the resources to mitigate any disruptions from this pandemic. Let's take a turn right now to our forecast, and Todd Clausen is standing by with what we can expect for our lunch hour for the rest of the day. And Todd, when would be a good time if you want to get outside and maybe go for a walk?
You know, the best opportunity is probably as soon as possible, to be honest with you, Lauren. Not that there's a lot of rainfall heading our way, throughout the afternoon hours. It'll be pretty spotty, but rain chances definitely do increase as we push further throughout the afternoon and then eventually into the evening hours. And I'll show you radar in just a second. The sky looks pretty threatening right now with the overcast and kind of that grayish look, but we're not producing any rain across the state of Indiana as of yet. Temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s, 80 right on the nose in Peru, as well as Muncie, 77 in Indy, as well as Bloomington, 80 in Greencastle, and the mugginess is way up there here throughout the course of the day today. So this afternoon we'll probably get up to 84 degrees, and as the day progresses, again, those scattered showers and storms will start to build into the area. The satellite radar picture shows the clouds in place, and then as you look off to our west, you notice several clusters of storms that are out there, and the couple clusters that are out there are going to weaken most likely as they start to move in our direction. This cluster to the north of St. Louis, that's probably going to pass closer to Chicago and northwest Indiana, and you can see this batch of rain as it continues to push into southern Illinois is weakening. So I'm not expecting radar to look like this in a few hours here in central Indiana. Instead, I'm expecting just some scattered light showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm as we work our way into the evening and then overnight hours. The Storm Prediction Center does have us under the marginal risk for severe weather, but that's more so tonight and into the overnight hours because I do think some storms will be present in some locations overnight. So let me go over to TrueCast so we can break it down for you hour by hour. And you see the scattered rain moving in this afternoon and into the evening hours. As we get into the 11:30 hour tonight and closer to midnight, still some scattered showers around. And then overnight, there could be an isolated strong storm. Again, no widespread severe weather is expected, and that marginal risk is the lowest threat level that the Storm Prediction Center puts out. I just want to make you aware of the possibility that there could be an isolated strong to severe storm. Sunset this evening is at 8:15. Tonight, overnight, again, that spot storm will be possible. It could be borderline strong to severe. It's really muggy overnight tonight. We'll have to keep an eye on the potential for maybe some patchy fog. And then for the day tomorrow, it's a day similar to today. There'll be the chance of some scattered showers off and on throughout the day, but definitely not a washout. There'll be a lot of dry hours for you to get out and about and to enjoy the dry conditions and the above normal temperatures. We're up into the 80s tomorrow once again. Thursday's the day we'll target for maybe the potential of more widespread showers and storms across the area. That's when the cold front comes through, but then a beautiful stretch of weather just in time for Labor Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, maybe before the rain showers hit.
Yeah, you know, it's not a washout of an afternoon or evening by any means, Lauren, but you're just going to have to watch radar as the shower and storm chances will increase as the afternoon and evening progresses. 82 degrees with muggy conditions. Tomorrow, some scattered showers and storms and more of the same for Thursday as we remain unsettled. But once we get past Thursday afternoon, look at those low temperatures that you wake up to, especially Saturday morning in the low 50s in some areas, and then highs in the 70s through Saturday, Sunday, 81, Monday, spot storm and a high of 76.
Todd, thank you, and thank you for joining us and making WRTV your choice for news. Have a great day.